Yep.
step. Sorry.
I'd love to.
We don't bite.
I would
How'd it go
love
today?
to. Went great.
Yeah?
It went great. It was kind of a correction day after our scrimmage. The guys' attitude and attentiveness was really good.
What do you need to see tomorrow from the quarterbacks before you make that final determination, or is it pretty much set?
Well, the big thing is tomorrow's not going to be the decision maker. We evaluate and judge those guys every day. Consistency, just making good decisions, knowing where to go with the ball, and controlling the ball. Not turning the ball over. And they've all gotten better at that, which is good. But we want to see who can do that the best.
Regardless who the starter is, do you feel better about the depth this year than last year?
No question. Yeah, I've been really happy. I thought they did a good job in the spring, but they've improved a lot since the spring. And a lot of it was because of what they did in the summertime and just their attitudes. And I definitely feel like our depth since I've been here is as good as we've had.
How was it with Devon back? How did he look?
It's awesome. Yeah, he looked great. We want to be smart. I think people know he's obviously in shape and he's obviously really fast. But he just traveled for 25 hours, and there's an acclimatization period where you got to have a couple days of non-pads into pads. But he gave our team a boost. I mean, it was neat to see the ovation he got when he walked on the field, and guys are jacked.
How does he fit into the rotation at receiver? Like, is he a slot guy? Is that kind of you're gonna figure it out as it goes?
Yeah, the thing about Devon, like a lot of our guys, he's very versatile. We can do a lot of different things with him right now. Right now, we just want to kind of get him thinking back in the football mode, get the rust off, which with him is not going to take too long. But he can do a lot of different things, and we'll kind of see how it goes. But we definitely plan for him to be a focal point.
What's he gonna have to show that he can then get on the field, week one?
Well, to me, he's already shown it. The biggest thing with him is just him having confidence playing football. Which that won't be an issue. He's the most confident guy I've ever coached. So he'll be fine. It's just we got to do a good job as coaches, and we have some things put in place to catch him up to speed. But not just because there's a whole bunch of things. He's a great kid. He's a great competitor. He's very smart. And so that learning process, I think, is going to be pretty fast.
Do you have any special welcome back for him when he got back today? I can imagine that.
Well, he caught us kind of by surprise because we didn't know he had to do some compliance stuff before he came out to the field. But yeah, we had a whole bunch of stuff planned. We might do something tonight. But yeah, he kind of came out right in the middle of practice, and everyone was like, "Wow!" But you could just see the energy because a lot of guys weren't sure. Well, didn't know when he was going to be there, and when he came out there, it definitely jazzed up the practice.
Did he bring you back a souvenir from Rio?
No, I'm going to have to get on him about that deal. No, I'm just happy he's back. He's the best souvenir I could have. The fact that he's out there lining up for us, that means the world to our football team, and I know he's just excited about it too.
Coach, last year you guys didn't have a starting quarterback until you got into fall camp. Who was in camp? This year you got 3 guys that are here in the spring and through the fall. Does it give you a bigger playbook or more options early in the season?
Well, yeah. From last year was such a different situation because we only had Vernon, I think, for 12 practices, so we had to tie it down. Where all these guys, with the exception of Herbert, who's made great strides, we had in the spring, and they did a great job in the summer. This has been the best summer we've had since I've been here, and all those guys took advantage of it. So yeah, we definitely have a bigger package this year going into the game as far as last year. Now, bigger package as far as we've done more things. Once we get into game week, we're going to pare things down. We've kind of figured out what we can do well, and now we got to see how it's going to work against UC Davis.
How often do you guys as coaches get surprised in fall camp by players, or for the most part, do you kind of know what you have coming in each year?
It happens all the time. It happens all the time where, especially guys that haven't really had the opportunity, young guys, where, they get they get thrown into action. You don't know how they're going to do. And so, yeah, there's been surprises all over up front. We've had a lot of good young guys that haven't really had game experience, but have got a ton better. And I'm really excited to see what those guys are going to do once they do get on the field. Our consistency at our running back has gotten a lot better. We got 4 proven playmakers. Receiver, we got some proven playmakers. We've had some young guys show flashes too, so it's exciting.
Coach, along that same line, where's been the biggest growth since camp's begun in the offense?
Well, I think we've gotten better at things that we needed to work on, being more consistent, running the football. I know in the spring we're starting 3 redshirt freshman offensive linemen towards the end, and just it takes time, it takes reps, and so those guys have got a ton better, which as a tribute to Coach Wood. And just recognizing things so they can play fast. I think in the spring when those guys were first out there, they were thinking and not really playing as much because they're great kids, they're pleasers, and they want to do their best. But now they're just reacting and playing fast, and they look like a whole different crew.
Last season, the chemistry between Vernon Adams and Darren Carrington was so apparent. Have you seen Dakota have any sort of chemistry like that with any of the receivers so far this season?
Sure. You know, he, and I wouldn't say just Dakota, I think all the quarterbacks have gotten better at their timing. Chemistry is a big thing with timing. The more you're out there and the more you throw to those guys, the better it's going to be. And all those guys, receivers, the different quarterbacks, worked a lot in the summertime, and you can see it in camp.
Has Herbert shown enough to where he could push Travis for number 2?
Yes, he has. Yeah, he's been someone just asked me the question about you get surprised. And that's a guy that wasn't here in spring ball who's came out this fall camp. And as far as learning what we asked him to do and not paring it down, it's been unbelievable. He's done a great job executing things. He's done a great job of keeping poise and calmness and just picking things up. And so, yeah, he is definitely in the battle.
Coach, for you, for Royce Freeman, there's not a lot to critique about his game. So coming into fall camp, what is something specifically he's tried to work on, and as an offensive staff, you guys have tried to improve in his game?
The best thing about Royce is he's never satisfied. He always wants to get better, and that's what makes him so good. He's very intrinsically motivated. You know, and you tell him one little coaching point, for example, carrying out a run fake, he takes that to heart. And we use him for so many teaching examples because he does it the right way. Like he'll get on special teams and show us how to block a kick, and we'll show that to the rest of the team. He's became a great receiver. He always was a really good receiver, but he's a very talented receiver. He's hard to cover one-on-one, so he's one of those guys that wants to be good at everything. He wants to be a good pass protector. He wants to be a great receiver, and obviously you know what he does when he carries the football. But I can't say enough good things about that guy.
Jake Fisher came up big for you guys 2 years ago at left tackle. John Stone started 4 years. What have you seen from Crosby? Obviously great talent, but what have you seen at that?
Just a lot of leadership, you know, and he's one of those guys. He's not the most vocal guy in the world, but he leads by example, which is what we think leadership is. And guys look to him because he's had a lot of success. And he's another guy that's worked really hard and is practicing at a high level.
Anything else?
Thanks, Coach. Thank you, guys. Thanks.